Oftentimes, fellas, we hear this phrase in the manosphere: walk away from her, leave her in red, kick her to the side of the road. MS says, we're gonna slay these chicks and then we're gonna toss them to the side of the road, right? And it sounds very appealing. It sounds very satisfying to say that, but are we really doing it? Are we really walking away from them? See, there was a time when I used to talk to girls and girls would reject me and then my ego would get hurt. And then I would try to act some sort of, I would act in a very petty way, right? And I would try to throw some sort of insult at them, even though I tried to hit them up first. It didn't make any sense and I shouldn't have done that. I learned from my mistake. And then there came the time where after that I matured a little bit. Then the time came where if I got rejected, I would walk away, but then she would try to bait me in some sort of way of saying, hey, I don't know you yet, so that's why I can't hang out with you. But she's not telling me how she's gonna get to know me. She doesn't have a plan to get to know me. All she's doing is sitting there and either accepting or rejecting my ideas. That's what women do. We all know that, right? I just showered. That's why my hair is crazy and looking like it's going everywhere. Still wet. Anyways, and so then I would go back and forth with this chick, waste more of my time just to figure out that she really wasn't interested at the beginning. I would start getting more and more pissed, and then she would start having more excuses that, oh, you seem like you're butthurt, or oh, you seem like you lose your cool too easy. You know how women do that bullshit ass childish behavior with us, right? She's the one who's pissing you off. She's the one who's been irritating you, but you can't lose your cool. If you do, oh, that's a turnoff. Now I have even more of a reason besides me not knowing you in the first place to reject you. It's really just her trying to find excuses and more reasons to reject you. That's it. She really wasn't interested in you. And that's what took me the longest time to understand that. It took me the longest time to understand that women really is just trying to get my attention. Each and every single text I send her, each and every single snap I send her is just inflating her ego just a little bit. Doesn't matter if it's a negative or positive message. Whatever I send her, just my name popping up in her phone and is inflating her ego. Now, I finally came to this realization that I understood this a long time ago, but it took me a while to accept it with myself that, hey, if she's really interested in me, then she's really going to make it that easy for me. She's going to make it that much easier for me to get to know her, to get to hang out with her, whatever, right? Whatever my program is. She's going to get along with my program if she's really interested in me. And I finally accepted that when I started seeing results in my purpose, started seeing results in my life. Most of us get this confidence boost after we accomplish something in our life. Most of us are not born with this internal confidence, this abundant mindset. We get it from our purpose, we get it from our results, our success in our life. And eventually, this is what's happening to me now lately, is that eventually we will start loving us more and more, loving ourselves more and more. That, man, I did all of this by myself. I really am the ish. And that's when our confidence level goes to the next level. Our confidence goes to the next level. And it took me a while to understand that, because you work harder in the days where you don't see any results. You keep working hard, and those days seem like it's going forever. It's taking forever to see some sort of results. But when the results starts coming, they start snowballing. It's like a snowball effect. You just have to get it rolling first, but once it starts rolling, results are gonna come. I promise you. And that's when you start really seeing your true value. What happens with most guys is that they start chasing tail in their 20s, and they don't put any time in their purpose, in their life, in building their career, building their hobbies, working on their hobbies, building their side hustle, whatever they're into. Instead of doing any of that, they put more and more time into women. So as time progresses, they end up in their 30s, 40s. They're not getting those results that they really wanted out of life. They become frustrated, they become depressed, and they try to make a woman the center of their universe and the center of their happiness. Because, you feel some sort of way after you sleep with a woman. And that's when they settle. They settle with the woman they have in their life. They settle with the type of job, the income that they have, their body. They start having dad bods because they don't take care of their health, etc., etc. The list just goes down. Their mental health goes to crap. They're stressed out all the time. They're not getting enough sleep. Life is a chaos for them. And that's why I really want to tell you this, is that you really have to master the ability to walk away. And it's easier said than done. Trust me, fellas, it's way easier said than done. You're not going to be able to just walk away from a chick and completely just erase her out of your head. I promise you that when you're starting out. She's still going to keep bothering you. Like, man, why didn't she give me the time of the day? Maybe it's something I said. Maybe it's something I was wearing. Maybe it's me. That's not you, fellas. It's really not you. Because you have a good intention, right? Most guys out there who want a woman in their life to be loyal to them and maybe start a family with them, they have good intentions for these women. These women don't even have good intentions for their own damn self. So how are you gonna blame something on yourself because someone who doesn't even love themselves rejected you? These women don't love themselves. If they did, they wouldn't be hoeing around like this. If they did, they wouldn't be trashing their body with alcohol, cock, and junk food. We all know that, right? This is not new news. This is old story. And so you have to understand that it takes time to develop that type of mindset to where you finally tell yourself, you know what? I'm going to walk away and I'm really going to forget about her. She really doesn't matter to me. She really doesn't exist in my fantasy world or real world if she doesn't give me the time of the day. And that's a-okay. And as I said again, most of you guys won't even understand what that feels like till you really start loving yourself. Is that you being selfish? No, I don't want to use that word selfish. That's the word society uses to shame us, to guilt trip us into doing things that really shouldn't be done by us, that we really shouldn't be doing because that's harmful for us. That's why society likes to call us selfish. I'm just living my life trying to be happy by myself because nobody's out here looking out for my happiness. People always want to take from you. They never want to give you anything. With a woman, you could do everything for her, but she's still going to find some sort of defect in your personality, in your giving, in your caring, and she's going to act unhappy about that. It's like it's never enough, whatever you give her. It never is. And you keep pumping and pumping and pumping more and more into that relationship. Where is all this coming from? These more and more things, more and more energy. It's coming from you. It's draining you. You're draining yourself out and you're pumping it into her. It's no coincidence why men die before women do. When both people in the couple get old. It's always usually the husband that dies first before the wife, because he's drained the life out of him for the past 30-40 years just to keep that woman and the family happy. Now, if the woman was worth it, at least I would have given you a green light, somewhat of a green light to go ahead and do that. But today's women, you really think these women are worth any of that? At least back in the days, the women give you children, family, stayed loyal to you. Nowadays, are you kidding me? And so that's what I'm saying, is that you're going to reach a level in your life if you keep loving yourself, worrying about yourself, focusing on yourself, and really focusing on yourself. If you're chasing tails, approaching chicks right and left, you're not focusing on yourself. Because as men, I've noticed this, as men, we have this narrow vision. Like, if we want to achieve X, we need to focus. We need to bring everything in within ourselves and focus it on X. And that's the only way we're gonna get X, whatever X is. Could be the woolly mammoth, could be your career, could be your hobbies, whatever it is. You have to put 100% of your focus and attention. Meaning, everywhere you go, you're thinking about whatever it is that you want to achieve in life. Even in your sleep, you're dreaming about it. Right before you go to bed, you're thinking about it. When you wake up, you're thinking about it. When you're taking a shit, you're thinking about it. When you're brushing your teeth or eating something, you're thinking about it. It has occupied you completely. And when you're chasing tail right and left, whenever you go out and about doing things, that's not happening. I promise you. Because I know the new piece of ass you see is going to occupy your mind. If you get that ass number, if you get that chick's number, she's going to occupy your mind for the next 12, 14, 17 hours, even the next week, till you get the booty, and then the next one, then the next one. The cycle repeats. And you're taking that energy, that focus away from what really matters in your life and putting it into the women. That's why I say is that you'll reach a level in your life where you honestly and truly only focus on yourself. And that's the only time you'll realize that, man, this rejection really didn't hurt. This rejection is really nothing. Some of you guys say that, oh yeah, my confidence level doesn't shake at all whenever I get rejected, but you're lying to yourself. You don't want to admit it. And that's not right. That's harmful. You should always admit the truth to yourself first. You should always be wary of why you're doing what you're doing, why you are feeling what you're feeling. You see, when we get rejected, it's our ego that drives us to keep chasing after that. Men are possessive. Losing a woman, Patrice O'Neill said this, losing a woman is like losing our favorite pencil. Man, I gotta get it back. Right? So we're very possessive and we get angry when we lose something and we want to go after it. It's all our ego. But the day you finally realize that, the day you finally understand that that's what's driving you to keep chasing after that, after her, after she tells you no, that's the day you'll be able to stop yourself and take a step back and tell yourself, hey, hold up. This is not really me. This is my ego. And I need to set those apart. I can't mix myself with my ego because my ego is always going to drain my energy out. My ego is always going to lead me to the wrong path. That's another thing that took me the longest to realize, that why am I hurting? Why am I feeling butthurt? Is because my ego. And it's kind of a contradiction, right? The more and more we level up, the bigger and bigger our ego gets. So it's like, man, the harder and harder it must feel like to check our ego, right? Not necessarily. Because the bigger and bigger our ego gets, the more and more we keep telling ourselves, that's her loss. She didn't give me the time of the day. Because she herself is another basic bitch. I'm not a basic dude. She could go 10 lifetimes and still not find somebody like me. But I could go 5 years and have 500 of her. 500 chicks who are just like her. That's how valuable I am. And she failed to see that. So what does that tell me? That tells me that she is just like the rest of these hoes out here. Then what am I going to do? I'm going to let these hoes rot. I'm going to let her rot just like the rest of these hoes. And a lot of you guys might come in here, and some of you gals especially might come in here and say that you're just butthurt, you're just angry. It's not her loss. You're just saying it because you're butthurt. It's your loss because she was the one who rejected you. So you can't sit here and say that, oh, I rejected her. No, she's the one who rejected you. Yes, she did reject me. But you ladies are forgetting to see the bigger picture. The bigger picture is she rejected me to get in between her legs, which made it easier for me to reject her to come into my life. Now you tell me, which one is more important? A basic bitch coming into my empire and having the best life she could have ever asked for? Or me getting in between her legs that she opened for pretty much 200 other dudes, or every dude that walked into her life that probably smells like a dead raccoon when she opens her legs up? Which one is more important, ladies? That's my question to you. She made it easier for me to see her true colors. Follow me on Instagram at Zeekpeak. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, stay blessed, stay beautiful, and above all, stay classy.